High School Shakespeare Club presents to you Pick Your Poison.
Peas Blossom, Cobweb, and I.
Where shall we go?
Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight. I therefore overcast the night. The starry welkin covers thou anon, with drooping fog as black as Acheron, and drop any liquors they request.
Oh, shut the door, and when thou hast done so, come weep with me, past help, past hope, past cure.
Ah, Juliet, I already know thy grief and thy story. It strains me past the compass of my mortal wits to know that thou must, and nothing may prorogue it, on Thursday next be married to this county.
Tell me not thou carest for this, unless thou tell me how I may prevent it. In thy wisdom, dost thou call my resolution wise? And with this knife, I shall use it presently. I do not want to speak, I long to die. If what thou speak not of remedy.
Hold, daughter. I do spy a kind of hope, which craves as desperate execution, which as is desperate, which we would prevent. And if thou darest, I'll give thee remedy.
Oh, bid me leave rather than marry Paris. From the battlements of yonder tower, things that you have heard them said have made me tremble. And I shall do it without fear or doubt, to live an unstained life to my love.
Hold then. Go home. Be merry. Give consent to marry Paris. Wednesday is tomorrow. Tomorrow night, look that thou lie alone. Let not thy nurse lie with thee in thy chambers. Take thou this vial. Being then in bed, and this distilled liquor, drink thou oft, when presently through all thy veins shall run a cold and drowsy humor. For no pulse shall keep his native progress, but surcease. No warmth, no breath shall testify thou livest. And in this bar likeness of shrunken death, thou shalt continue 42 hours, and then awake as from a pleasant sleep. Now, when the bridegroom in the morning comes to rouse thee from thy bed, there art thou dead. Then, as the manner of our country is, in thy best robes uncovered on the bier, thou shalt be borne to the same ancient vault where all the kindred of the Capulets lie.
Give me, tell me not of fear. Love, give me strength, strength shall help me afford. Farewell, dear father.
Juliet drinks the elixir and falls into a deep, deep sleep. Sadly, Romeo is like everyone else and is unaware that she is sleeping and believes that she has died. In his despair, Romeo goes in search of his own poison.
I do remember an apothecary, and hereabouts he dwelt, which late I noted, in tattered weeds with overwhelming brows. Calling of simples, meager were his looks, sharp misery had worn him to the bone. Now, noting this penury, to myself I said, and if a man did need a poison now, whose sale is present death in Mantua, here lives a caitiff wretch who'd sell it him. And this same thought but did forerun my need, and this same needy man must sell it me. As I remember, this should be the house. Being holiday, the beggar shop is shut. What ho, apothecary?
Who calls so loud?
Come hither, man. I see that thou art poor. Hold, here's 40 ducats. Let me have a dram of poison, such soon speeding gear as will disperse itself through all the veins, so that the life-weary taker may fall dead, and that the trunk may be discharged of breath as violently as hasty powder fired doth hurry from fatal cannon's wound.
Such mortal drugs I have, Beatitude's law is death to any he that utters them.
Art thou not so bare and full of wretchedness, and fearst to die? Famine is in thy cheeks, need and oppression stars within thine eyes, contempt and beggary hangs upon thy back. The world nor the world's law is thy friend. The world affords no law to make thee rich. Then be not poor. Break it, and take this.
My poverty, not my will, consent.
I pay thy poverty, not thy will.
Put this and any liquid thing you will. And if you have the strength of 20 men, it would dispatch you straight.
There's thy poison. Worse poison to men's souls, doing more murders in this loathsome world than these poor compounds that thou mayst not sell. I sell thee poison. Thou hast sold me none. Farewell. Buy food and get thyself in flesh. Come, cordial, and not poison, go with me. To Juliet's grave, for there I must use thee.
Romeo runs off with the poison in search of Juliet's tomb. Meanwhile, in England, King Lear divides his land up between his 3 daughters in return for their flattery of him. Of the 3, only 2 of the sisters flatter him and receive land in return, Goneril and Regan. However, this shift in power throws the country's royalty into chaos. During this chaos, one man, Edmund, is able to gain power through deception and trickery, making him suddenly seem very appealing to the sisters.
What a day, not a holy day for the apothecary of England. What hath the day deserved? What hath it done? That in golden letters set among the high tides of the calendar, nay, rather turn off the day from the week, this day of shame, oppression, perjury. Or, if it must stand, let wives with children pray that their burthens not fall on this day, lest that their hopes prodigiously be crossed. But on this day, let seamen fear no wreck, no bargains break that have been made this day. On this day, all that begins come to ill end. Yes, faith itself, hollow falsehood change.
Know of the Duke, if his last purpose hold, or whether since he ought to change the course. He's full of alteration and self-reproval. Bring his constant pleasure.
Our sister's man is certainly miscarried.
'Tis to be doubted, madam.
Now, sweet Lord, you know the goodness I intend upon you. Tell me, but truly, but then speak the truth. Do you not love my sister?
In honored love,
But have you never found my brother's way to the forfended place?
that thought abuses you.
I am doubtful even conjunct with her as far as we call hers.
By mine honor, madam, no.
I never shall endure her. Dear my lord, be not familiar with her.
Fear me not. She and the Duke are husband.
I'd rather lose that battle than that sister should loosen him and me.
Perhaps his liquor would help. It is immortal, Matt. But dip a knife in it, and any wound drawn, no cataplasm so rare. All the symbols of all virtue. Under the moon, it can change from death. That is, scratch fall.
Shortly after Goneril poisons Regan, Edmund's trickery finally catches up to him, as he unjustly throws King Lear and the 3rd sister Cordelia into prison.
Sir, you have shown today your valiant strain, and fortune led you well. You have the captives that were the opposites of this day's strife. We do require them of you, so to use them as we shall find their merits, and our safety may equally determine.
Sir, I thought it fit to send the old and miserable king to some retention and appointed guard, whose age has charms in it, whose title more, to pluck the common bosom on his side, and turn and press lances in our eyes, which do command him. With him I sent the queen. My reason all the same. They are ready tomorrow, or at a further space, to appear where you shall hold your session. At this time we sweat, we bleed. The friend hath lost his friend, and the best quarrels in the heat are cursed by those who feel their sharpness. The question of Cordelia and her father require a fitter place.
Sir, by your patience, I consider you but a subject of this war, not as a brother.
That's as we list to grace him. Methinks you had spoke too far. He bore the commission of our powers, my place in person, that you shall call your brother.
Not so hot. In his own grace he doth exalt himself, more than in your edition.
In my rights, by me invested, he compares the best.
That were the most if he should husband you.
Jesters do oft prove prophets.
Holla, holla, that eye that told you so looked but a squint.
Lady, I am not well, else I should answer from a full-flowing stomach.
Mean you to enjoy him.
The widow and why is not in your good will.
Nor in thine, Lord.
Half-blooded fellow, yes!
Sick, oh sick.
If not, I'll never trust medicine.
My sickness grows upon me.
She is not well. Convey her to my tent.
Help, help, oh help!
What kind of help?
Speak, man!
What means that bloody knife?
'Tis hot it smokes. It came from even the heart of, oh, she's dead!
Who dead? Speak, man!
Your lady, sir, your lady and her sister. By her is poisoned. She hath
them both, all three. Marry in an instant.
Produce their bodies, be they alive or dead. This judgment of the heavens that makes us tremble touches us not with pity.
Soon after Goneril and Regan die, Lear, Cordelia, and Edmund meet their untimely end, and the kingdom enters into a new era of ruling.
Let's for a moment look to what a perfect poisoning should be. Let's go to Denmark, where a play portraying a beautifully executed poisoning is in action. In the audience is Prince Hamlet, who watches his uncle Claudius's face very closely, hoping that if Claudius becomes uncomfortable during the show, it will prove that Claudius has poisoned Hamlet's father.
Full 30 times hath Phoebe's cart gone round, since love our hearts and hymen in our hands, unite communal in most sacred bands.
Fate, I must leave thee. Love, and shortly too. My operant powers their function leave to do, and thou shalt live in this fair world behind, honored, beloved, and happily as kind. For husband shalt thou.
Oh, confound the rest! Such love must be treason in my breast. In second husband, let me be accursed. None wed the second, but who killed the first?
Wormwood, wormwood.
The instances that second marriage move are base respects of brick, but none of love. A second time I kill my husband dead, when second husband kisses me in bed.
I do believe you think what now you speak, but what do we determine awfully break? Think thou wilt know second husband wed, but die thy thoughts when thy first lord is dead.
Okay. Go here and hence pursue me lasting strife. If once a widow, ever I be wife.
If she should break it now.
'Tis deeply sworn. Sweet, leave me here a while. My spirits grow dull, and fain I would beguile the tedious day to sleep.
Sleep rock thy brain, and never come this hands between us twain.
Madam, how like you this play?
The lady protests too much, methinks.
Oh, but she'll keep her word.
Have you heard the argument? Is there no offense in it?
No, they do but jest. Poison and jest. No offense either world.
What do you call the play?
The mousetrap. Mary, how? Tropically. This play is the image of a murder done in Vienna. Gonzago's duke's name, his wife, Baptista. You shall see anon. 'Tis a knavish piece of work. But what of that? This is one Lucianus, nephew to the king.
You're as good as chorus, my lord.
I could interpret between you and your love if I could see the puppets dallying.
You're keen, my lord. You're keen.
It cost you a groaning to take off my edge.
Still better. And worse.
So you must take your husbands. Begin, murderer, pox, leave thy damnable faces, and begin. Come, the croaking raven doth bellow for revenge.
Thought's black hand apt, drugs fit, and time agreeing. Confederate season, else no creature seeing. Though mixture rank and midnight reeds collected, with Hecate's bane thrice blasted, thrice collected. Thy natural magic and dire property, a wholesome life, usurp immediately.
He poisons him I the garden for's estate. His name's Gonzago. The story is extant. Writ in choice Italian, you shall see anon how the murderer gets the love of Gonzago's wife.
King rises.
What? Christ with false fire.
How fares my lord?
Hand over the play.
Give me a light! Away!
Light!
Ophelia and Hamlet are such tragic lovers. Lovers. Lovers! What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite, and laid the love juice on some true love sight. Of thy misprisons must perforce ensue. Some true love turned, and not a false turn true.
Then fate overrules it, one man holding trough.
A million fails, confounding oath on oath.
About the wood go swifter than the wind, and Romeo look thou fine. All fancy sick is he, and pale of cheer, with sighs of love that cost the fresh blood dear. By some illusion see thou bring them here. I'll charm her eyes against he do appear.
We go, look how we go, swifter than an arrow from Tartar's bow.
Let's return to Romeo and Juliet, the two young lovers. Romeo arrives at Juliet's grave and believes she has died.
For here lies Juliet, and her beauty makes this vault a feasting presence full of light. Oh, my love, my wife, death that has sucked the honey of thy breath hath had no power yet upon thy beauty. Thou art not conquered. Beauty's ensign is crimson in thy lips and in thy cheeks. Death's pale flag hath not advanced there. Dear Juliet, why art thou yet so fair? Shall I believe that unsubstantial death is amorous, and that the lean aboard monster keeps thee in dark to be his paramour? For fear of this, I will stay with thee, and never depart from this palace of dim night again. Here will I remain. Oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest, and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world-wearied flesh. Here's to my love. O true apothecary, thy drugs are quick. Thus with a kiss, I die.
What's this? A cup closed in my true love's hand? Poison hath been his timeless end. O churl drunk all and left no friendly drop to help me after. Haply some poison doth hang upon thee. I shall kiss thee. Thy head is warm.
Lead, boy, which way?
Gay noise, then I'll be brief. O happy dagger, this is thy sheath. There rust, and let me die.
Flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery, sink in apple of his eye, when his love he doth espy, let her shine as gloriously as the Venus of the sky. When thou wakest, if she be by, beg of her for remedy.
Captain of our fairy band, Juliet and Romeo are at hand. And these youth, mistook by me, pleaded for a lover's fee.
Shall we their fond pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be!